Good afternoon. This is Diana Agostini. I'm Assistant Director of Graduate Business Admissions, and I oversee admissions for the MSF program. I'm happy to welcome you today. I will start by sharing my screen. So, we're all getting used to Zoom. We're probably all, by now, don't want to say pros, but used to it at least, but feel free to chat any questions you may have. Of course, there will be time for you to ask questions also at the end of the presentation. Chat, you can raise your hand, you can unmute yourself and just ask. The more interactive, the better. So this being said, let's start. So here's an agenda overview. We will go through the MSF program, its curriculum, its uniqueness, and also the application process. And again, then there's time for us to chat more about your individual situation or for you to ask questions, of course. We always like to start with the mission statement of the School of Business here at USD. And that is because regardless of the program you're interested in, it really speaks to a lot of the fundamental pillars of our graduate business programs and our School of Business in general. So the responsibility piece, giving back to the community, doing business in a different way, which you'll see is also part of the MSF program, the global mindset, definitely, and of course, value-based education and rigorous programs. So keep this in mind also when you, just as an advice, when you think about your essay and your statements, just my advice to you is to always try and relate back to the USD mission statement and see how that relates to you. Okay, so the MS in Finance, as you probably already know, it's a very intense program. It's an accelerated 10-month program, starts in August every year. So our class of 2021 just started a few weeks ago. It's 32 units total, and we'll see how those units are divided, but equally between fall and spring semester. It's STEM certified, to talk about how rigorous this program is and how heavily quantitative also it is. The curriculum is focused on applied finance and also is in line with the CFA exam. So if you're interested in taking the CFA exams, definitely this will help you prepare for that. The global focus, which I mentioned before about USD, it is also translated in some of the classes that you'll be able to take during your Master's of Finance, and also the opportunity to go abroad. And again, we'll see a little bit more what that entails. Another thing that we stress every time with our students is the career and professional development piece. Again, we'll talk more about that, but just know that even before starting the program, you'll already start working with our career counselors and career advisors, because they're really here for you and to make sure that you take the most out of these 10 months, which go by real quick. So the curriculum, like I mentioned, you'll see there's more slides about the curriculum later on in the presentation, but you will get to study all of the core financial topics, regardless of the career path you're interested in finance, and it is grounded in the CFA exam. So our students are able to take this CFA 1 after in December, so after the end of the fall semester, and CFA 2 just right after graduation in June. We also offer at USD a CFA exam prep course, and that is available to our MSF students at a discounted rate. So when students ask, well, is this CFA prep course? Not exactly. The MSF is not, but the topics that you will be learning and the way they are scheduled throughout the year are in alignment with what you can expect from the CFA. And then we do have at USD, we're really proud of the personalized education environment that we offer to our students. I mentioned the individual career piece focus, but also definitely you can expect from all of our professors to really be engaged and to be really your cheerleaders when it comes to supporting you in whatever your goal is, whether you want to keep studying afterwards and earn a doctorate, or whether you want to find a job in different areas in finance. They're there for you. They're there to open up their own networks for, to you as well. They act like true mentors, and the size of the cohort, with it being smaller, between 30 and 40 students, also enables this type of dynamic. And again, it will prepare you to very different career opportunities in the field of finance. And you can see here some listed, and we will see also some where our alumni are right now. So let's start talking about, these are kind of some of the 3 pillars of our MSF program. And we'll start with the global aspect of the MSF. So I mentioned that there is an optional opportunity for our students to go abroad. And of course, with the current situation, travel sounds something very remote and impossible right now. But we'll see. We hope that we can have our current students go eventually to Paris for this optional class. If not, by the time you start the program, hopefully, so by spring of 2022, we will be able to resume this. But here you see a description of the class, which is taught abroad. I had the pleasure of traveling with our MSF students who just graduated in May. We were in Paris in March, just before everything happened with COVID. And besides having the opportunity to taking this class abroad, so having lecturers from some of our partner universities, in this case it was Neoma in Paris, they also have the opportunity to visit some companies abroad. And so we visited KPMG, and we visited also Tattinger, which is a local brand of champagne, and we saw very different ways of handling their financial departments. So definitely the opportunity is there, is available. Students who do not want to travel and go abroad will still have to take this class on campus. And then the STEM certified piece of the Masters of Finance. So we obtained the STEM certification a couple of years ago. This is really showing again, how rigorous our program is, how heavily quantitative it is, and how it is grounded in science, technology, etc. This is also something that it's interesting to employers, but also for international students. I don't know if there's anyone here who is not a U.S. citizen, but it allows you to basically get up to 3 years of OPT to then work in the States after graduation. And the applied learning. So here is how the curriculum is divided. And definitely you will have some classes which will have some more traditional type of lecture style teaching, but definitely it is very applied. So applied in terms of also being able to work with real case scenarios, to work with companies, to work in groups, and to do presentations. And you see here how the curriculum was designed in order to provide for the first half of the program truly the foundations of finance. So you will be, what we say, building blocks. So you will be taking some classes that help you understanding, one, what you want to do in your career in finance. So exploring financial markets and institutions, looking at financial reporting, also ethical aspect of finance, which is very important in general, of course, regardless of the work that you will be doing, but it's also something that here we at USD we keep into high consideration for our students. We want for our students to make sure that they will keep that in mind wherever they end up working. And then during the first semester also, you will start looking at the specialty areas that you can decide to redirect your career into. From international these are the classes that you will be taking. So international finance, corporate finance, portfolio management, etc. Then in the spring semester, you will be able to dive deeper into the more quantitative classes of the program, but also more of the applied type of learning that we're talking about. So you'll have, you learn how to use Python. You see here financial econometrics and advanced seminars in different areas, equity investment management. So as you see, it's very diverse. It really supports students who have very different interests in the world of finance, and very also collaborative in nature. And again, the applied piece of everything that you'll be learning. Career services, so this is kind of their motto: prepare and engage. You can expect to start working with career services even before starting the program. They get to meet you before coming in for orientation, and they get to really start knowing you and understanding what your goals are, start to connect you with our alumni and networks in San Diego and the West Coast, wherever it might be that you're interested in staying or going. And these are some of the things they support our students with. Career exploration, like I was mentioning, a lot of our students also come straight from undergrad in this program. It's an early career program. So if you have work experience, that is great. But other students are still in the exploratory phase. They know that finance is their interest, but they're not sure which path to take. So they're there to help you. There's also a career and professional development course, which is mandatory for MSF students every other week. So during that, you will be having individual coaching sessions, group coaching sessions, looking at how to stand out in an interview process or at a recruiting fair. So all of that will be provided to you. Speakers coming in, alumni panels. So everything that we can do to really support you in your career goals. The networking piece, often our students say that is like another additional class that is that spans across the full year. And that it's true. It's true because it's something, again, especially in a program like this, that will go by real quickly, and it's very intense also and demanding. Networking is something that you shouldn't forget. You should still focus. You should do your best to take advantage of all the opportunities that USD offers you, not just through career services, but like I always say to our students, you will be joining the MSF cohort, but you will also be joining USD School of Business and USD as a whole, as a bigger entity. And in these three, let's say, buckets, within these three buckets, we offer so much and so many opportunities for you to engage with our community, with different stakeholders, with other students. So definitely take advantage of all of that. Again, we do definitely have specific finance roundtable, career recruitment fairs. We also have career tracks specific to finance students. So outside of San Diego once a semester, and then also company visits locally in San Diego when we go and meet our alumni who work for different companies in the area, typically over lunch break, and they are able to show you the company they're working for, and you get to have, it's typically smaller groups, so typically 20 students go each time, and so that's a real opportunity for you to make those meaningful connections with our network of alumni, which is worldwide. So here you see some of our recent alumni and see what they're currently doing. You will recognize some firms and some renowned companies and other more local, but definitely they're always also available to help. It's really common for alumni to go back to our career services team and say, hey, our company is hiring. Do you have any resumes you could share with me? And also career services will be available for you for life as an alum. So even after, a few years down the road, if you think that you might need some additional support or you're thinking about some pivoting in your career, career services are there to help. And the application requirement piece. So we have a deadline coming up, which is November 1st. The online application is live right now. And these are the requirements. Many of you might be already familiar. So we require, there is an essay portion in the online application and a statement, official transcripts. And so all students need to have earned a bachelor's degree or to be about to earn a bachelor's degree. So if you're in your senior year, you can send us the in-progress transcript, and then we'll just need to receive the final one showing that you earned a degree. Or equivalent, that means that if you were educated outside of the US, we would need a course-by-course evaluation to make sure that the degree you've earned is equivalent to a US bachelor's degree. You will need to have taken at least one college level calculus class and have at least a grade of C or higher. And that is a requirement that it's tied to our also STEM certification. So it's something that really we need to see. If you've taken that calculus class, for example, at a community college, and you transferred, that's totally fine. We would just need to make sure that we have those transcripts also, unless they're already showing in your official transcripts from the institution that issued your degree. We do require a GMAT or a GRE score. And we typically look for at least a 50% in the quantitative section of the test. We do have also GMAT GRE waivers that are available, and they are based upon your field of study in undergraduate and the GPA. We will need your updated resume. Like I said, work experience is not required for this program. It's definitely a plus if you do have that. After graduation from undergrad or as internships, definitely make sure to highlight that in your resume. We will need 2 letters of recommendation also from professors if possible, and academics. If not, if you've been outside of the out of school for a few years, professional letters also work from your supervisor or colleagues. And then if for international students, we do require, like I mentioned, that course-by-course evaluation if they were educated outside of the US, and also if they were educated outside of the US in a country in which English is not the main language, then we will be requiring also TOEFL or IELTS, and you can see the minimum scores there. You send all of this. We review it, and then if we think that you're a good fit for the program, you will be invited for an interview that can be done via Zoom, and especially in these times, or in person when we'll be back on campus eventually. So financing your MSF degree. I know that this is also a very important piece to consider for you. It's a big investment of time and of resources, and you can see the tuition and the fees. So tuition at USD is based on a per unit fee, which is always the same. It doesn't matter if you're resident, domestic, international. And for this year, the tuition, it's approximately a little bit over $50,000, the total tuition. We do have scholarships that the admissions office is able to issue at the time of admission. So candidates are automatically considered for the Dean's Merit Scholarship and the Diversity Scholarship. So there's no additional application you'll need to fill out. These, again, the Dean's Merit is looking at the strength of your application, diversity of background, identities, anything you feel comfortable sharing. In the application also, there is an optional essay. So you can address anything that you feel comfortable sharing with the admissions committee, also related, for example, to I don't know, something you want to explain to the admissions committee. Maybe you had lower grades at a point in your academic career, or there's an employment gap, or anything that may not be clear from what you've submitted. Then I mentioned that there is the option to study abroad. And so if you do decide to go abroad, if available, then there will also be scholarships for you to apply to. So in this case, once you make up your mind, if you decide to take the class abroad, you will need to submit an application to the Aller Center, which is a Center for International Business. And those scholarships range from a few $100s to $1,500, and they support with the cost of traveling. So for the MSF program, typically also the cost of tuition for those credits taken abroad covers the cost of accommodation. So students last year who traveled with me to Paris in the 1565 per unit fee also had included the hotel in Paris. If you are a US citizen, you can apply to FAFSA, and USD also has grants available, need-based grants, if you qualify for FAFSA, and they will let you know as soon as they receive your FAFSA application. We are a yellow ribbon school, so we work with our military population and to maximize their military benefits. We have a dedicated department on campus that helps our students looking at the eligibility and understanding how much out of pocket, if any, they might incur. And then also our Office for Financial Aid offers payment plans, which are available. So the program always starts in the fall semester, which for us is early August. And here you can see the application deadlines. So like I mentioned, the next one is November 1st, January 15, March 1st, and May 1st. So we do review applications as they come on a rolling basis. That means that you don't have to wait until the dates that are listed here to submit your application. If it's ready to go in late November, just hit submit and we will review it as soon as we receive it. It typically takes a couple of weeks of time for us to review an application once it's submitted, depending on the time of the cycle, of the application cycle also. And then if there's nothing missing, if there's anything missing, you'll hear from us, or anything we need to clarify with you. If not, you may receive an interview request. And then after the interview is another couple of weeks maximum to have a decision. So this, I know, was a lot of information, and we covered really a lot in the span of like a few minutes, so 20 minutes or so. So I am happy to answer any questions you may have. Here's my contact information. You can also email me at msf@sandiego.edu. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week. Bye.